Hey, hello, good evening and welcome to the Planet Cruise TV show. My name's Sean Ryan, by the way. If you are brand new to the show, we've been running now about 12 years. We now are here every month and we've got the most amazing cruises. And what's really good about the show, not just the prices and the deals, but you're going to get to learn about different ships, different destinations, and really get a wonderful insight.
Going to be educated.
Educated, that's the word I'm looking for. Talking of educated, is he educated? I'm not sure, actually.
He couldn't be here. So.
He knows a lot about cruises. A wonderful
Well, I know what I'm talking about, yeah.
Yeah, hello, mate.
I'm glad I made it.
Yeah, he's been stuck in traffic on the A1 for hours, but you made it.
I'm here.
Yes.
I'm here. I don't really know what we're talking about, so we're just going to wing it, but we'll go from there.
He even had time to put a bit of fake tan on as well. But no, seriously, Glenn, you do know an awful lot about cruising. And you are you on the phones tomorrow? Will you be...
No, I've got a day off tomorrow. I'm probably still stuck on the A1M. I've got a day off tomorrow, but the team are there till 10 o'clock. But I worked on ships for 10 years as an officer. I was tours manager on there, so I did have the best job on the ship, so I had to go off every day and, you know, test the rum punch on the catamarans to make sure they were okay. And then obviously we settled down and obviously we work now for Planet Cruise, which is great.
And how long has Planet Cruise been operating now?
Oh, they've been operating now for 15, 20 years. Yeah. And as I said, you know, we're the biggest company out there. We work for every single cruise line, so we've got no affiliation to everyone. You know, if people phone up, we give them our honest opinion where they should go price-wise, where they want to go destination. And as I said, give them an honest opinion about cruising.
And I will say, you know, I've been on 2 cruises now since the pandemic.
Well, yeah, of course you have, yeah.
And yeah, we've got to make up for lost time. And do you know what? I was so impressed with the safety, the cleanliness. You know, I had a great time. I felt very safe.
But you were speaking to me before you went on. I think you were a little bit nervous, like everyone would be.
Yeah.
And I think it's like anything with what's gone on over the last 18 months, walking back into a pub or restaurant or meeting up with your friends, everyone gets a little bit nervous because of what's happened. And going on the ships, again, people are saying all confined spaces, lots of people, but they are so safe. I mean, the ships are cleaner than they've ever been. They're not at capacity at the moment because obviously they're trying to reduce that to keep a little bit more social distance, which is the best time to be on them because people are going, we never want to go back to full because we love it at 50 or 60%, but it's like safe. The ships are so clean, the staff are looking after you, and precautions are in place to keep everybody as safe as possibly they can.
I honestly think it's a great time to dip your toe into the cruising world.
And once people have been on the ship as well, they feel even more confident. We did our cruise in August, and Helen, my wife, was a bit nervous, but as soon as she walked up the gangway, felt as safe as anything. So you've got to get back on and do it, but they are great at the moment.
And do you know what I realised as well? That I think we all need those holidays to just stay in a good place. You know, without them, life is a bit of a treadmill.
So nice waking up in the morning, putting back the curtains, looking out to the ocean and sailing. So people have missed it. They like being looked after, good food, good entertainment and travelling the world. So we're getting back slowly. It's always going to be the slowest thing to come back, travel out of anything. Of course. But we are getting back, but we want to do it cautiously and slowly as possible. Yeah. Who's just shot him or something?
You didn't hear that. Oh, that I've just heard that was the price of the cruises dropping, even better. Right, let's...
I think that was one of the Hoovers.
Now, we've got some news about P&O, haven't we, to start with?
So P&O have gone with their launch for summer 23, which launched last week. We've been pre-regging and people have been sort of registering for booking, and then it went live last week. And then next week is going to be the launch of winter 23 going into 24. Pre-reg is always really, really busy. It's the busiest time for people booking. And I think in past, people went, oh, we'll leave it late and we'll see what comes up. It's best to do it at pre-reg now because you've got so many benefits of doing it. You've got to remember the ships haven't been sold. You've got the whole ship to pick. So if you've got particular cabins you want to go for, you can get those booked. And the thing with pre-reg is that the prices are set from 8:30 till 10 o'clock in the morning when it goes live. And at 10 o'clock, that then opens up so prices can change. So if there's a really busy cruise, what was the price at 8:30 might be different at 10 o'clock. So pre-reg, we get it booked nice and early, get your cabins for you, get extra on board spend, low discounts, low deposits. And that's what pre-reg is about. Well,
we've got 6 offers this evening. And actually, we are going to start with an amazing cruise from P&O. And it's this week's destination hotspot. Now, I'll let you into a secret. When I thought Glenn might not make it on the show, I thought, well, could I do the show myself? And I have.
And the answer was no.
Well, I tell you what, because I don't know this itinerary. I've not been on it. I want to.
I know. You keep talking about doing the Baltics and stuff like that, and you've never done it. And I say the good thing with this one, I've done the Baltics about 10 times as a tours manager. When I first went there, I had an image of Russia and the Baltics. I thought, I don't know if it really appeals to me. You know, I like the Med and places like that. This itinerary is fantastic. It's very port-driven. Your highlight is obviously going to be St. Petersburg, but the whole itinerary going through the Kiel Canal, Stockholm, Helsinki is a brilliant itinerary and a nice chance to do it on Britannia.
And I'm not being funny, but prices seem to be rising all the time on everything.
Yeah.
To lock this pricing right now, because these dates are for 2023, they're actually amazing, aren't
I'm telling you now, in 6 months' time, if you revisit this, these will be 50% higher. I'm telling you that now because people are going to be booking on. It's going out various times throughout the year. Get it booked, low deposit, and you've got it secured.
So, yeah, we can't guarantee they might be 50% higher, but that's your opinion.
I'm telling you, this is what they're doing at the moment.
Yeah.
So, as I said, they do go up quickly after
I
pre-reg.
better get booking then. Anyway, let's give you a little taster of what life is like on board P&O. A company with decades of experience.
Yeah, they're the most popular British brand going out of the UK. They have been for years. Obviously, their ships are sort of heading over to the Caribbean as we speak. But we've based this on Britannia. But, of course, all their ships are launching for pre-launch. So you've got Iona, which is, of course, the new ship that launched in July this year. Avia, which is the new ship as well. They've brought in another ship that's launching in 23. You've got Azura, Ventura, Aurora, Arcadia. You can book on any of these at the moment. As I said, the launch is for 23 at the moment. You can book that live at the moment, and then we're going into winter 23, then to 24.
But just a little clip of film there, it gives you an idea of the standards when it comes to the food and the whole atmosphere and ambience.
I would say
well,
not most people, a lot of people that do their first cruise go with P&O as well because they feel comfortable. British Cruise Line. Tips are included, the prices on board for your drinks and what you pay in the pubs at home. So
just
British entertainment, yeah, it's good.
Well, anyway, let's give you an idea of the itinerary, because I am desperate to do this, and in fact,
you need to get on a Baltics. We've talked about where you're going to go, so you need to have a look at this one.
I don't get enough holiday, that's all. But anyway, no flying, so you can take as much luggage as you like.
And again, people wonder what they've got this image of Russia being with the woolen hats and the snow on the ground. It's nothing like that at all. The weather's pretty good around this part of the world at these time of years. So we're going to start from Southampton. We've got a day at sea, and then we're going to go through the Kiel Canal. And you're going to have the opportunity to go through there. And again, if you've done any of the canals before, whether you've done Suez or Panama, obviously very, very different, but it's lovely just to sit on the ship and just take in the views as you're travelling along, and everybody's out on the deck there, and of course, you get the chance there to go into Kiel. We've then got another day at sea, and then we go into beautiful Helsinki. Now, Helsinki is wonderful. You can do tours there. This is the main town area, so the centre of Helsinki. And again, you've got the Rock Church there. You can go around the main square. Just watch out for the seagulls. When I was first dating my wife, Helen, I bought her a bag of chips, forgot about the seagulls, and they just went for us. So just be careful of the seagulls. They're lethal in Helsinki.
Was Helen all right?
She was all right. I just ran away like a girl. So it wasn't a very good first impression. But again, it's lovely just to wander around in Helsinki. You can do the tours if you want to, but again, a lot of people take it easy because the next place we're going to is, of course, into Russia, and St. Petersburg is probably the highlight for most. So again, people ask about visas. They'll be done on board. There's no charge for them. You have to be on a tour to go off in St. Petersburg, so just be aware of that. The 4 places that I recommend that you go to are the 2 palaces, Peterhof Palace, which is mainly for the gardens, and also Catherine's Palace. They're the 2 you want to try and see. The Hermitage, the largest art museum in the world, and the Church of the Spilled Blood, which you can see there, which is one of those mosaic churches.
Stunning.
And again, you've got St. Isaac's Cathedral, you've got the Neva River. So you need to plan your tours and what you're going to do. That's where you're going to spend your money on your tours, and that's going to be your highlight. But as I said, make sure you do your research and give me a shout on that one. I'll advise you where to go. We then go into Tallinn. So after 2 days in St. Petersburg, you're going to be weary, you just want to chill out. Again, shuttle buses take you right into the centre of Tallinn. Again, you can do the tours, you can go out to palaces if you've not had enough of them in St. Petersburg. But in the centre of Tallinn, you've got the cobbled streets, horse-drawn carriages, you've got the old city there, and a lot of people, you see most of the guests just sitting around in the town there. That's the town, a few beers, sitting in one of the restaurants, just taking the view. And a lot of the locals are in their traditional costumes and flower gardens.
It looks magical, doesn't it?
It's great. It's a beautiful place to go and see and just chill out to relax. We've then got one of the most stunning sailings in Europe, and this is going into Stockholm. So I would always recommend with this one, wake up in the morning and watch the sailing into Stockholm itself. It's stunning through the islands. And again, 2 of the places I'd recommend probably going to see here is, first of all, the Vasa Museum, which is wonderful. And again, that's one of the tours they do there. That's the sunken ship that sunk in the the town there, and they've refurbished. And that's a beautiful old ship, a bit like the Mary Rose, but even better. And again, when you go in there, it's stunning. And next door to that is the ABBA Museum. And again, when you go in there, it's stunning. And next door to that is the ABBA Museum. Of course, ABBA released their new album this week. But again, if you want to go to both of those, you need to reserve them, or they will do tours. We then have a day at sea, and then we dock in Copenhagen, again, depending on where we dock. We used to dock normally just along from the Little Mermaid, so there are the hop-on, hop-off buses outside. You can walk along to the Little Mermaid if you want to. That's where you want to get your pictures from. The other place to go into is there, Tivoli Gardens. That's it at night time, but Tivoli Gardens are the gardens and the fun fair. It's a stunning city to finish your cruise in. And as I said, Baltics is fantastic. Whatever your preconceptions are of Russia, and as I said, being cold, you saw the World Cup a couple of years ago. The weather's really, really good there. And as I said, a great time of year to go. Day at sea, just to chill out and relax, and then back into Southampton.
And do you know, I was just thinking, when you look at that price and how many beautiful places you're going to visit, you know, just over £500 a week, and all from Southampton, so no flying, no fuss. And I've been on board Britannia, you must have as well.
Yeah, I have been, yeah.
I mean, beautiful.
Yeah, it's their second newest, because obviously Iono's come out now, but it's a wonderful ship. Again, various types of cabins on there, depending on what you want to go for. But this is lovely because you get a chance to experience the ship for a few days at sea, but again, it's quite port intensive as well. The Limelight Club's brilliant for a good night out. But as I said, really, really good ship. You can add on your drinks package. I think it's about £39 a day if you want to add that. And as I said, your tips are included on there for you as well.
In terms of prices, I mean, they are amazing. I would lock this in right now. Presumably just a small deposit, Glenn, yeah?
Yeah, so small deposit at the moment. Again, the guys in the office will let you know that. So it's low deposits at the moment. Again, these will be based on various fares. So the select fare at the moment, if you're a past passenger, you get a 10% discount. If you're new to cruising with P&O, you get a 5% discount. Plus a discount from us as well, low deposits. And as I said, you've got the ship to pick from. Brochure price will look cheaper on the saver fare, but with the benefits that you get with the select fare, 90% of people go for the select fare. You can pick your cabin number and your dining as well.
And all I'll say is, you know, just give us a call, find out more information. The number's there on the screen, by the way. It's 0808 250 2662. So give us a call. What time are we open until tonight, Glenn?
They're open till 10 and they'll be open again at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
But as I said, give us a shout. I'm going to say we can pre-reg you for, obviously, well, summer at the moment we can get you booked on, and for the winter stuff we can pre-reg you.
But I've worked on this show for 12 years. I know pricing, and the prices for 2023, you know, I would definitely lock that in right now. It's amazing, really is. And just looking at, say, the select fare there, just by going for it, you do get a lot of extras, don't you?
Yeah, you do. So you get your onboard spend or car parking or coach transfers. As I said, it's a 10 or 5% discount on a select fare. Yeah. And as I said, when you work out the benefits, they're about the same as a saver, so you may as well go for the select fare.
And remember, all of your amazing food is included, and all of your entertainment. You know, teas and coffees in the restaurants and stuff.
And I say the drinks on board are basically what you pay in the pubs at home. So,
you know,
not bad at all.
Really good. I'm really tempted with that one. Really tempted. But
that's what we like to do.
I mentioned that I've been on a couple of cruises in the past few months, and one of them was with Princess on the ship, the Regal Princess, and oh my word, I had the best time. I'm quite new to Princess.
Yeah, you haven't done many, haven't you?
No.
Okay.
But I had the best time. So it's anyway, it just take you on board and give you a little taster of what I experienced on board Regal Princess. First of all, Glenn, what I loved is the fact that you can actually, you download the app and you've got a medallion, and you could order drinks and food from pretty much anywhere. There it is.
There it is,
anywhere on board. So rather than queuing for drinks at the bar, you'd literally find a table, you could order on your phone or whatever, and the drinks would be delivered in literally
This is it. They're trying to make, obviously with everything going on, trying to make obviously less touchy on there, so you do all that sort of stuff. And again, it's brilliant. The medallion has been really, really positive. The other good thing they're doing at the moment is Princess are doing, you've got a fee, and then for £30 per person per day, you get a premium drinks package, which covers you for nearly all your drinks. You get your Wi-Fi and your tips included.
I mean, yeah.
Did you have that?
Oh, of course.
I bet you ran up the gangway and booked it, didn't you?
To be honest, I think I think the ship ran at a massive loss, because people were quite enjoying their drinks packages. But
if you think one of the big expenses on board ships are drinks, Wi-Fi and your tips on there. So when you cover it for 30 quid a day, again, amazing. 90% of people book that as well.
But the service, the ship, the entertainment, the food, it was incredible.
Well,
really
listen,
big fan of Princess.
We do a lot of staycation cruises. We've been doing them all through the summer. And again, we've had sort of all the cruise lines have been going out of Southampton. And we, of course, guests come back and they're back. We've loved being back on the ships. I have to say, though, and it's not because we're talking about Princess now, out of all the companies that we've been working with, Princess, the one where people have been phoning us up and either rebooking a staycation cruise or saying, we're booking for next year. Prices are really, really good at the moment. They're doing fantastic offers, especially on some of their fly cruising. They're doing something right at the moment, Princess.
They are,
and as I said, very, very good.
I mean, look at that price on the screen. Does that include flights,
Yes.
by the way? Wow. Okay. So, where are we flying to? Well, we're going to fly you over to Athens.
Well, I had some guests phone me up the other day and they went, can you just let me know, is that the price with them? I went, yeah.
So that is it, yeah.
And they went, that's brilliant. So, yeah, they booked. So, lead date on there, just to let everyone know, 9th of April, my birthday. So, just to let everyone know if they want to bring any presents. So, this one's going to fly you over to Athens. And again, we do have regional flights available. I think these are based on London, but again, Manchester, Birmingham, and you've got other flights there as well. And at the moment, they're saving up to £350 per person on these flights and transfers because they're included. So, we're going to fly into Athens and then we're going to transfer you to the ship. And you're then going to go into probably the most beautiful port in the whole of the world, which is Santorini. Highlight of any cruise that we go to. Again, you can't dock there, you'll be tendering, but this is the Blue Domes buildings at Oia. So you dock at Fira and then you can make your way over to Oia. Again, you go up on the cable car, you can take one of the tours, but this is the Greek Isles, this is what you go for. And Santorini, any cruise that's got Santorini is a winner, tick, straight away.
Totally agree.
I recommend, as I said, going out in the morning, having a look around, and then all the restaurants are on the side of the cliff. You can just sit there, taking views of the ship. That will be your highlight of the cruise, without a doubt. We then have a day at sea, which is lovely just to chill out, and then we go into Kotor, into Montenegro, through the fjords there. And again, we were there last year, or 2 years ago, and you sail in that way. So it's almost like being in the fjords in Norway. So you sail in, you dock right in the town, you can wander off there. Again, a wonderful place to go and see. You've got the old town to walk around with that spectacular views around the city just to frame it. But again, probably a lot of people haven't been to Montenegro, so it's another place to tick off and say we've been there. We then head over to the Western Med. So you've done a bit of Eastern, we're going to Western Med. We go to Messina in Sicily, just along the boot there. And again, you can wander off into the town there. You can go and visit the bell tower. You've got the astronomical clock. You've also got the Duomo and you've got the regional museum. But as I said, a lot of people there go off and just wander there. You can go up to Mount Etna if you want to go and do that. You can do a bit of popping and bopping because it's still going off at the moment. And we did the trip up there and you can walk across there. But as I said, wonderful place to see. Obviously, Sicily, maybe watch The Godfather the week before just to get yourself in the mood for it. But don't annoy the locals, that's all I'm going to say. We then go over to Naples. Now, I have to say, and it's my personal opinion, I think Naples have got the best tours anywhere in Europe, to be quite honest. And it's a shame that you're only there for the one day. We're not in Kotor. We're moving on to Naples.
No, we've gone back.
We've gone back into Kotor now, but we're going to move on to Naples.
That was a little reminder of how lovely it was, that was all.
So this is the Bay of Naples. Naples itself, and again, I'm just giving you my opinion, is busy, and I suggest you get out of Naples. It is home of the pizza, but I suggest you get out of there.
It's a bit too busy for me.
It's manic. It's manic there. So I would recommend the trips to go and do. You've got Pompeii, Herculaneum, which are the two archaeological sites. You can take your trips over to Ischia or Capri, which are wonderful. You can go to Sorrento. You can go along the Amalfi Coast. The problem with Naples, you're there for one day. So what I'd always say is go and see what you want to see, because I would have thought you'll probably go back for a longer sort of 3 or 4 day trip in the future. There's too much to do there. My recommendation, if you've never been there before, Vesuvius as well, my recommendation would be Pompeii. It's fantastic.
And there's always some great, look, the cruise ship will have some great excursions that you can choose from.
And if you're going to do Pompeii or Herculaneum, which is the alternative, a bit quieter, you need to do it with a tour. It's pointless just walking around yourself because you won't understand what's going on.
And if you think you're going to miss out on pizzas in Naples, Princess do amazing pizzas.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then, so where's next, Claire?
And then from there, we're going to have a day at sea, and then we're going back into Barcelona for your flight home. But that's a wonderful itinerary, going all the way across. I've done that itinerary myself from east to west or west to east. Great ports of call.
And again, that
look at the price.
You know, the cruise industry is just getting back on its feet. I think the prices currently are incredible. I'm taking advantage of them. I really am. You know, so if you want to book this, remember. The ID number there, 271-658, but give us a call. We're open until 10 o'clock this evening. By the way, I actually had a mini suite on Regal Princess. I've had inside cabins, outside, but I went for the mini suite and it was wonderful.
If you look at that lead price at £565, you add on £210 for your drinks package, so you're looking about £770
for a week and all your flights.
Yeah,
and all those beautiful destinations. So the free flights they are included right now, and transfers up to £350 per person. We have got regional flights available from London, Manchester and Birmingham. There may be a supplement with that, but again, we can just talk you through. And if you upgrade to Princess Plus, which is what I did, I gladly received my premium drinks package, unlimited Wi-Fi and crew incentives as well. So that just meant everything was paid for. It was about £30 a day.
It's £30 a day, yeah, to add that on.
And a family of 4, by the way, could get away for an Easter break for less than £2,000.
That won't last long though, because as I say, there's very minimal 4-berth cabins.
And I tell you what, you try and get an Easter break in the UK for that price for a family of 4. So those are the prices. I'm just thinking, even if you went for the April date, the temperature should be fairly good.
Should be nice. And again, you've got to remember, most of these ports of call are destinations. They're not laying on the beach places.
No.
So you don't, like Santorini can be quite hot and, you know, dusty when you're there. So you don't want it really hot. But I mean, even if you want a bit more heat, look at the 25th of June, lovely time of year to go.
Yeah.
If you've got a couple and the kids have gone back to school and you've got a good August
But
price
July
there.
is normally really expensive as well. Look at it, $759 for the inside. And I have had inside cabins, really nice. But if you can upgrade, you know, there are lots of options available. Oh, it is good to be back on the cruise show. It's really good. So we're only monthly at the moment, but we are hoping, aren't we, Glenn? Weekly. We need weekly.
We need it weekly, back on the Tuesday.
Anyway, what's it time for? Oh, I know it's time for this week's Hot Pick. Now, I'm intrigued by this. I want to try Virgin Cruises. I love Virgin as a brand, you know. Love the flights, love everything. I've even done a balloon flight with them. But brand new ship, Valiant Lady. Yeah,
so the nice thing about this for us is we're based down in Portsmouth, so it's our home port. So obviously normally everything goes out of Southampton, but this is in Portsmouth. And of course the Scarlet Lady, which was the one that went out this year, has been sailing around and we see it every day in port, which is lovely. And it is stunning. So Valiant Lady is their new cruise ship on there. And again, they've got their maiden voyage. So the maiden voyage next year is going out on the 18th of March. Again, we've got dates through April as well. And what they're doing at the moment, they've got a Black Friday offer. So they're doing a price drop at the moment of 20% for 2 weeks only. So between the 15th and the 29th of November, you've got that 20% discount. You've also got the bar tab. So they're not all inclusive, but if you prepay your bar tab and put $300 behind the bar, they're going to give you another $100 as well. So you're going to get $400. And we're also going to give you free port parking at Portsmouth Cruise Terminal. Basically, you park on my driveway. Which is great. Now, again, Valiant Lady is going to be very, very similar to Scarlet Lady. They're trying to do things very, very different. So even you're not called guests anymore, you're called sailors.
Sailors, remember, yeah.
The rooms have all got different names, the way they've designed the rooms. The entertainment is more gigs and more festival type music on there. So the people that have been on it over the summer came back. Most of them loved it. It is different to other cruise lines, but that's what they're out there for.
There's no kind of buffet restaurants.
No.
It's all
speciality restaurants,
but
that
they're
are
all included.
Yeah, so you can book on those and go into them. As I said, it is different to other cruise lines, but I'm so glad they've done that, because if they'd have just launched another ship exactly the same, it'd have just fallen within the brand.
And as you know, someday I've been very lucky, been on about 30 odd cruises, but I want to try.
Yeah,
Virgin, you know.
And it's adults only as well. And again, if you want to try it for $409 per person, based on 2 people sharing, it's a great introduction to get onto one of the.
Am I too old for Virgin Cruise, would you say?
Oh, about 25 years. Yeah. No, you'll be fine.
I'd be fine, wouldn't I?
You'll be fine. Yeah, they know who you are. There you go. They get your assistants onto the ship and all sorts of stuff.
Do you know, we often we say this, and people ask me about cruises all the time. I'm sure Glenn does the same. And it may sound a bit of a cliche, but there is a cruise for everybody, isn't there? There really is, you know?
And I always say to people, sometimes people only go with one cruise line, and then we say, well, why not try one of the others? And they'll come back and love it or hate it, or they go, bits of that I loved, other bit. But I think to myself, it's almost like going back to the same place every year on holiday. It's nice to try different cruise lines because they've all got things. And again, we're pretty good. We sort of go, if you like that brand, why not try that? If we know what you sort of like, we push you to say we've had friends that have changed cruise lines and loved it, and other people that try different ones all the time. Sometimes it's itinerary, sometimes it's price, sometimes it's dates. But just speak to the team and we'll advise you.
It really upsets me when people say, oh, I never want to go on a cruise. And it's like, you live once, try it. What's not to like? You've got all of these amazing, restaurants, bars, outstanding service. You're going to get to see the world on the ship. For me, just going to a hotel, just plonked around the pool for a week, that's
what some people like. But as I said, there's nothing not to like about
But you can do that on a cruise ship. You can lie around the pool, but you can do all the other things as well, Anyway, that's me on my soapbox.
And you've been told. There you go. So, yeah.
I just want you to try, and also, bring the team. They're all experts. They can help you decide. Do you want a big ship, a small ship? Do you want it traditional, more,
a bit more family, a bit more kids? What time of year to go?
Do you love food? Do you want the specialist restaurant? Anyway, I'll shush now because we're going to move on to Cunard, aren't we? And this is the Queen Elizabeth. Beautiful ship.
Yeah, my old company used to work for Cunard.
Of course you
Worked
did.
on the Queen Mary. So the sister ships are, well, you've got Victoria and Elizabeth are the two smaller ones. And then obviously I worked on Mary, which is the biggest one. But a lot of people do love the Elizabeth Victoria because they are a little bit smaller, a little bit more intimate. They've all had refurbishments, obviously. They're back in operation now. Elizabeth's been working through the summer, and it's just lovely to see Cunard back.
Oh. Well, one of my fondest cruises with my mum with Cunard. And, you know, my mum loved she did like, the little bit more dressing up.
Yep.
The standards are, as you can imagine, impeccable.
Yep.
Service outstanding. And quite obviously quite a British feel, you know.
Well, we are British and American because I say, but the nice thing with this is the history.
Yeah.
And I still say, and I mean, when I worked on the Mary, you could have 6 ships in port, but a Cunard comes in and everyone's taking the pictures because of the history. Yeah. And you walk around the ship with the white star and the pictures of the famous people that used to travel on the ship. You know, Bing Crosby, Marilyn Monroe, and if it was good enough for them, it's good enough for us. But I still say, out of all the ships, they've got the history above anyone else.
Yeah,
there'll
totally
be bigger
agree.
and more stuff on board, but Cunard, and I think if you want to try Cunard, again, you'll go on it, you'll love it, you'll say, I love that, I didn't like that so much, but there's nothing not to like with Cunard.
I loved all the little touches. I remember one night in the
white glove service, the afternoon
like the
tea.
afternoon tea,
Yeah.
and I remember these amazing canapes sometimes coming
Yeah.
round, with your pre-dinner drinks.
Yeah.
It was wonderful,
Yeah,
really
it is.
special. Anyway, a really nice itinerary on this one as well.
Yeah, so this one again is going out in January. So again, another couple of months. You've had Christmas, you've had enough, and you think, I just want to get away and get a bit of sun.
And Glenn, I was just going to say, if you are nervous about flying still, to cruise out of Southampton, it's so easy. That's what I do on one of my cruises. It's so easy.
Yeah, it's just nice to get on board and take your luggage that you want. As I say, it's going to be cold getting on board the ship, and it'll get nice and warm as you go down to the Med. So if we have a look at the itinerary on here, so we're going to go out to Southampton. We've got a day at sea, and then we're going to head down into Lisbon. Lovely going under the April the 25th bridge. Some friends of mine took a picture the other day of the cruise travelling under, and it's nice. As you go past the Bell and Tower, you go into the centre of the town, you've got the glass elevator, the main square. Again, beautiful chance just to go round, maybe on one of the yellow trams that they have. But there's just a nice opportunity to chill out and relax in Lisbon. It's a great city to be in. And again, normally where you dock, it's walking distance into town, and you can just go and get.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
Really nice. And there's custard tarts that they do.
Oh.
I can't remember, there's a proper name.
Yeah, there is a proper name.
God,
I know,
thank
they're
God.
lovely. We're normally in the Hard Rock Cafe at the top on the right. Then we go on to Cadiz. Cadiz is, as we move along the coastline there, and again, you've got the Plata San Juan, you've got the Cadiz Cathedral, which you can see there, which is beautiful. You've got the Roman Theatre. And again, you've got the beach area there to have a wander around. So again, a lot of these places, you don't need to do the tours if you don't want to. You can just go off and have a wander around. But there are some lovely places to go out if you want to take one of the tours that they have. Then you've got a day at sea, and then we head round into Valencia. Now, Valencia is one of the places I haven't actually been to. I don't think so. But you've got the Central Market there. You've got the Oceanographic museum that they have there. You've got the Plata de Virgin, which is the main plaza there that they have. And again, that's the port that you'll be docking into, so it's quite nice into Valencia. Over to Cartagena, we're going further up the coastline there. Again, I used to have a property just along from there, so I've spent a lot of time in Cartagena. And again, you'll see a lot of the people getting off the ship. That's the Roman amphitheatre there, which is nice to go and visit in the morning. And then they've got all bars along the port area there, so you'll see a lot of the crew and a lot of the guests just sitting in there having a beer. Ship's just in front of you, and then they'll wander back about 4:45 just before you've got to set sail, which is nice. We then go down to the south of Spain, down into the Costa del Sol. We're heading down into Malaga. And again, normally the weather down there is pretty good most of the time. And again, nice area. I just wander off in Malaga, but you've got loads of nearby places, Torremolinos, and you can go up to Mijas. Maybe if you've got your golf clubs with you, go for a game of golf if you wanted to. Beaches. But as I said, I love Malaga, and I love down the south of Spain. And then we head up to see the Apes of Gibraltar. Again, we've got the British influence there. Of course, Gibraltar's in the news a lot at the moment with all Brexit going on. And you've got the Rock of Gibraltar there to go and see Sean's beard twin with the Apes, which you'll see in a minute.
It's true. Look, honestly, when I was there, honestly...
It was like separated at birth, wasn't it? Yeah.
They loved me.
You're often trying to nick me nuts.
Yeah, they honestly love me. I've got the same... I've got a picture.
Have we got a picture of the apes?
We'll have a look. You see, they really do look like me.
There we go.
Honestly,
No, we haven't got one.
Oh, we don't have an Ace. Oh, never mind.
But I like Gibraltar, and again, you'll see a lot of the guests from the ship just sitting out again around the bars, going to get their duty free, having a couple of beers because it's nice and cheap down there, and it's your final port of call before obviously back at sea and then heading back into Southampton. But a nice cruise there, just to go down to the Med, some nice ports of call on that beautiful ship.
Now, I've just been working out in my little brain. This works out £60 odd per person per night. Now, where are you going to find a 5-star hotel? Look at the theatre. You're going to get wonderful shows there every night. I just went to London the other week. The theatre tickets were £140.
Yeah.
So bear in mind, for under, it works
About
out
66, 67 quid a day or something like that.
And you've got all of this incredible food. So that's all your meals and snacks. You've got the afternoon tea. That is amazing.
Well, that's 40 quid normally when you go to London, isn't it?
Your entertainment in the Royal Court Theatre, and we are talking the same kind of standards you'd find in the West End, and we are looking at, say, about 60 odd, 66, 67 pounds per person per night.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, that is incredible value. And you get to see so many wonderful places at the same time.
You do, yeah, it's nice.
It's amazing, that one. I know I keep saying it, but...
And as I said, it's nice after Christmas. You've done all Christmas, New Year, got that out of the way. I mean, you can go up the outside for $899, so you've got a little bit of a view on there, or even the balcony at $1109. Yeah.
But even that outside, that's less than £80 a night, isn't it?
Really good value.
Even the balcony. Suites have sold out, sadly.
Yes.
So it's like the prices have gone back, like to where we started 12 years ago. But I've learned, and if you're a regular, now is a really good time to cruise. The prices are incredible. The ships are really safe. There are less passengers on board. There are some amazing deals to be had. But we have got one final offer for you. Oh, I like the look of this.
Two.
And it's this week's hot pick. Oh, we've got two, haven't we? Mm-hmm. And now, this is with Oceania. And, I was very lucky cruising them a few years ago. I mean, it doesn't get better. In terms of food, they're known to have the finest food at sea, aren't they?
Everyone's got their own opinion, but I think they're probably one of the top cruise lines with food. Again, their food that they have at dinner is an event. You don't ever feel hungry on an Oceania food. They've got their own cattle ranches over in Maine. They've got their own, fisheries in Maine, cattle ranches out in Texas as well. Their food is amazing. And this is a phenomenal chance to go a little bit further afield.
I was going to say, there are loads of freebies to be had. It's on selected cabin grades. You need to call, we'll tell you which freebies are available. You've got Wi-Fi, shore excursions, beverage packages, up to $600 credit. You do a lot with that on board, couldn't you?
Exactly, yeah.
And if you book, you will get a free Fortnum & Mason champagne and chocolates gift per booking, available until the 30th of November. And this price is for a veranda. Obviously, they are premium in terms of quality.
Yes.
In terms, the ships are
It's like a country club on board.
Yes.
So it's smart casual every night. And this one's flying into Buenos Aires, and it's slightly different. It's going all the way up the coastline there, Portobello, all the way then up to Rio, which is a great opportunity to do that as well.
Yes, I
And
love
you've got
that.
an overnight in Rio as well.
And Montevideo as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
So give us a call. We tell you more. There's only a little tease of that one, but if you give us a call right now, we can tell you a lot more about that. And it's for 14 nights as well. But my producer is very tempted with the next cruise. She needs to get away. I'm very
She
tempted.
does need to get away.
No, we need to hear. But I fancy a little cheeky trip to the Caribbean. This is actually a flash sale, this one, isn't it?
It is a flash sale. I don't know what that means, but it's a flash sale, yeah. And what's lovely about this Grandeur of the Seas is it's one of their smaller ships, compared to obviously Wonder's just launching for next year. The huge. Grandure's slightly smaller, but what's nice about this is going into Barbados. A lot of the Royal Caribbean ships go into Fort Lauderdale, Miami, and then you have to sail. This goes straight into Barbados. No stay the night before. No sea days on this one as well. So if you go, right, I want to hit the Caribbean and see as many islands as I possibly can, you can do this on this one.
And we've got the date there for the April, but if you can get away, I'm looking at the January date, 23rd of January, because I hate you.
These have proved really, really popular, Grandeur. Really, really good, and they're going to carry on these.
And I've got a very soft spot with Royal Caribbean because it was my first cruise, and I got hooked in, It was my 40th birthday, I went with Royal Caribbean, and I've never looked back. I've done about 30 cruises since. So anyway, let's give you a little taste of where you're going to be visiting. So we're getting away from the miserable weather in the UK.
So these ones have got flights going out of London, Manchester, Edinburgh, Glasgow and Belfast, depending on the itineraries, not for all the itineraries, so you can phone the team. But this one's flying into Barbados, and what's nice, you're going to go straight to the ship, so you'll have a lovely sail out of Barbados on your first day, and then from there we go down into Scarborough, not Scarborough, as you know, but we're going down there into Tobago to start with on there for us. So we're gonna jiggle it around a little bit, but I'll talk as we jiggle it around. So we're gonna go into Tobago first of all, and we've got Pigeon Point Beach, which is nice to go down to. You've also got Englishman Bay, you've got the Adventure Park on there. So Tobago is probably one of the places a lot of people haven't been to before. You've got Trinidad and Tobago, you're going to both of these. Famous for their cricket, they love their cricket over there as well, but nice chance to go. And Pigeon Point is where we used to go to in Tobago. You then go down to Port of Spain into Trinidad, and again I'll take one of the tours in Trinidad. You can go to the Isolate Nature Reserve. You've got Maracas Beach, you've got the Cuevas Beach, some beautiful beaches there just to chill out and relax. And of course, that's what the Caribbean's for. We then head down into Grenada. Grenada is one of my favourite destinations, and again, a couple of things to do here. You can take the water taxi over to Grand Anse Beach. That's where a lot of people just plot up for the day. The other thing I would recommend is maybe going to the other side of the island. This is known as the Spice Island. So again, you can make your way over to the other side. But the trip that I really do recommend is the Rum Runner. And the Rum Runner goes out from Grenada, and that goes out in the afternoon. It's a 2-level old shack of a boat, but I tell you what, on the way back...
Is the rum good?
I've never... And do you know what? And they talk about youngsters. It's not the youngsters with a drink problem on the Rum Runner. It's all the old women that come back, all had a couple of rums. They're all oiled up. And there's things they did to me on the way back on that quayside that I never want to talk about again. But the Rum Runner's brilliant. Get on it and have a laugh. That's what you're here for. Yeah. We then go over to St Vincent. Now, St Vincent, again, I would do a tour here. So you can go along the coastline and do kayaking. You can go further down. That's where Johnny Depp walked off the boat at Pirates of the Caribbean. That's where that was filmed. I would probably be taking one of the catamarans out there over to the Grenadines. The Grenadines is your bounty advert. That's your paradise. If you want to do one of those, you know, we've all been stuck indoors all the time. Why not lay back on a catamaran, couple of drinks, taking the views, jump in, have a swim. But I would do a catamaran there in the Grenadines. Now, we're then going on to Dominica. Dominica is Rosso. So Dominica, again, is where Pirates of the Caribbean was filmed. I was sitting in one of the bars, and I was sitting having a drink with Orlando Bloom when he was filming there. So, I had a drink with him, a couple of rum punches, and we were chatting about Pirates of the Caribbean.
You little name dropper.
But again, Rosso is very different from Dominican Republic. Rosso is a jungle island. They've only got 2 roads going up and down, but you're going right into the jungle, so very different from the other islands. Again, a couple of trips to do there. You can go up to the Emerald Falls and Trafalgar Falls, or I'd take the Wacky Rollers, which are the jeeps, and they go right up into the jungle. We then move on to St Lucia, and I'd probably recommend a trip over to the Pitons. They're the 2 big mountains that they have there, and again, they do a trip there called Land and Sea, where you can go to Sofri in the morning to the volcanic area, and then do a catamaran to the Pitons, which are just there, and that's called Land and Sea, and that's a really good one. And then from there, we're back into Barbados for your flight back, but you've got no sea days there. You're seeing loads of islands, and you've got your flights and transfers included.
Now, there's a great price for that April date, but if you need to get away before then, we've got some brilliant prices for January as well. Let's just remind you what's included. So, low deposit, first of all, which is brilliant. This does include, obviously, full board and the food on board. All cruise ships in general is amazing, but Royal Caribbean, really, really good. So it's your flights and transfer. We have got regional flights available as well, just for supplement. We've got Manchester, Edinburgh, Glasgow, Belfast. Price match guarantee as well, and we have got flexible booking terms as well. Date-wise, we have got some brilliant dates in January. So I hate January, as I said. The weather's miserable. Christmas is gone. You've got nothing to look forward to. Let's share the prices we've got for January as well. So you could even go away in December if you wanted to.
Yeah. I'd say 899 for January. And again, with these itineraries, they will slightly change depending on the itineraries on that you have. But again, as I said, we were just talking about even if you go the Ocean View at 969 or...
And that's with your flights as well?
And that's with your flights and transfers included.
That is so good. I don't think we've seen prices like that in years.
Really good. And Granger's been really, really popular in Barbados.
So if you book your cruise and on board there's a guy that's got a slightly northern accent with a ginger beard who looks like me, it will be me, seriously.
Yes, definitely.
Yes. Who looks a bit shorter in real life.
Get on that run, mate.
Seriously, I'm looking at the 23rd and 30th, so if you do see me, come up and say hello, won't you? Because I am genuinely looking at that one. But we've still got time for destination hotspots, haven't we?
Yes, we have. Yeah, just a quick recap.
Here's our
on there.
recap. So, where have we been to during our cruise show? Well, our destination hotspot was, of course, with P&O, wasn't it?
Yeah, so this was doing the Baltics. Lead date on this one, 12th of May 23. It's on sale now, so again, you've got low deposits on this one. But again, as I said, if you're booking with the select fare, you get more of a discount and you've got all your benefits there. And remember, we're registering now for 23-24 for winter.
So that was our destination hotspot today. But then we took you on board the Regal Princess with Princess Cruises. Cannot recommend Princess highly enough from my own experience this year. Beautiful ships. They're at the top of the game right now. Great service. Love their app as well, the medallion, I should say. But you will get free flights and transfers up to £350 per person. Regional flights also available. If you upgrade to Princess Plus, it's about £32 a day. You get premium drinks, unlimited Wi-Fi and crew incentives as well. Then we had the first of our hot picks,
Yeah, then we had our Virgin, which is Valiant Lady. Again, the maiden voyage going out on the 18th of March. We've got different voyages with these different discounts. For 2 weeks only on some selected sailings, we've got a 20% drop. You've also got that extra money going on your bar tab as well when you've got your parking included, but that's got to be booked before the 29th of November, and that's one of the new ships, adults only, starting price at $4,099 for one of the 3-day cruises.
And then, I know we're nearly out of time, just very quickly, don't forget we had Cunard on board this is a stunning ship, the Queen Elizabeth. And again, the price $799. That's a 12-night Spain and Portugal from Southampton.
And then we had the Oceania deal if you want to go over to Buenos Aires and then all the way up to Rio as well. That's one of our luxury corners on there. That's a little bit special, that one. But remember, that deal finishes on the 19th of November.
And then finally, but by no means least, we had, of course, Royal Caribbean as well. Amazing trip around the Caribbean there as well. All I can say is, I know that was really fast, but you can give us a call up to 10 o'clock tonight, 0808 250 2662, and the phone line's open first thing tomorrow morning as well. Glenn, thank you so much. I hope your journey back is better than your journey here.
I'm not sure, but yes.
We'll see you in a month's time.
Yeah, I'll be back. And guys, as I say, give the team a call.
Yeah,
get cruising.
Thank you so much. Thank you to Planet Cruise. We'll see you next month. Take care.
If you'd like to be in the know with the latest and greatest cruise deals, then be sure to subscribe and click the bell icon to receive notifications every time we post a video.